Hello, this is Theresa, and with me is
Vanessa.
Vanessa Clemons. Yay! So you would not believe how much effort we just went through to try and do this video, but I think it's going to work. So I'm just waiting for YouTube to catch up so I can check my technology to make sure that everything seems okay. All right.
That's cool. It'll just
I wonder if you move the mouse pad, if it will like have that play button or something.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe even hit the refresh at the top.
Oh, refresh. Okay.
Because we have really been sitting here for a considerable amount of time trying to.
Oh, it's working. Look.
There we go. Okay.
There we are.
Okay. No, you're over here.
Oh.
You're over here. Okay, so now you can see Vanessa just fine. So I've been wanting to do this interview, and Vanessa and I have talked about this in the Junk Journal Junction Facebook group for probably 2-3 months.
Yes. Yep.
And so I told her I wanted to ask her questions, and then we could upload it to, well, actually, there's no uploading for me because I usually go live, and then we'll take the link and we'll put it in Junk Journal Junction so that everybody from the group can see. We're a little bit windblown tonight because we went on a ride with our husbands. I ride with my husband. Vanessa has her own motorcycle. Yes. And it was a lot of fun.
It was so fun. I've never ridden that far.
Oh, somebody's here. Yeah. So I can't read that far away.
Oh, Shannon! What's up? Hi, girl. Shannon! Oh my gosh. She's so sweet. I love her. She is so sweet. She has some really cool rag paper books for sale right now in the group.
Very good.
I love them. I want one.
Now, if you watch that chat, she or somebody else might chat, but don't forget to look at the camera there because that's where people see you.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to start with the questions. Okay. And the first question for Vanessa is to tell us a little bit about herself. Like, is she married, kids, pets, where she lives, and what type of work does she do? Or anything else you can think of.
Okay. So I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I love Chattanooga. I have lived here. I moved here in 06, technically 06, 07. And I have a little house in a little subdivision, and it's a good little neighborhood. And I work like 5 minutes from my house. I work for inpatient mental health hospital, and I've been there a little over 3 years now. And I'm married to Jamie. He's in there talking to your hubby. Look, they're just, I mean, you think we talk a lot. Oh, no, they talk more than we do. And so I've been married to him for 12 years, I think, going on 13, something like that. Anyway, he has 2 children. I have 2 children. So together we have 4. His daughter has a little one named Teddy that I love so much. And I watch Teddy Monday through Friday while she's at work. And then I work at the hospital Saturday, Sundays.
Yeah, and if you're in the Junk Journal Junction group, which I highly recommend because it's like I told Vanessa in the very beginning, it's got good vibes in there. If you're in that group, you will see regular pictures of Teddy, I promise.
And today I put some of us in there. I even put that video where I was on top of that tower. I did like a video all the way around. And then a wasp landed on my phone and on my shoulder. And so I was like, oh, we're done.
It's time to go.
We're done.
And I did a video of you up in the tower from below and with you saying hi. So Junk Journal Junction will have an influx of our history ride from today in all the lovely vintage, antique, old,
we went to
historical
that
things that we saw.
Yes, we went through that military museum. We got to see a tank, and they said the engine still runs, which is pretty freaking wild. I don't know
Yes, it
how they're
is.
still keeping that running, but you know.
So, Vanessa, would you like to share your crafting story?
Yes, yes. Okay, so I started crafting in 1999 when Isabella was born. That's my oldest daughter. And I wanted to, keep up with her and have like her birthday pictures, her newborn pictures. So I went ahead and I made a scrapbook, and then that led to another scrapbook and another scrapbook. And this was way before Tim Holtz ever came on the picture. We used to ink the edges of our stuff with our actual ink pads, and then I kind of took a hiatus from scrapbooking when my kids were younger. I had two. I was a single mom for a while after my husband and I divorced, and so I really did not have time to scrapbook, and I kind of fell away from it for a while. But I remember there being scrapbook stores, like actual brick and mortar stores where you could go in and buy cardstock, stamps, all the things. And then when I finally got back to crafting, all that had shut down, and everything was Amazon and online. So it was odd, but then I discovered Tim Holtz and his die cuts, and I fell in love with making cards. So I kind of ventured away from scrapbooking and started making cards. And I then discovered, I was working, but I wanted to start my Etsy shop, sort of like a side gig to sell my cards, my handmade cards. And through Etsy, I learned about social media. I mean, I was on Facebook before, but not at all like I am now. Um, I think I had an Instagram, but I don't think I ever used it. And then once I started in the online crafting community, it just took off from there. Like I started meeting people, started making friends. I learned about junk journaling from Sheila. We were in a little Facebook group together, and we had like a little side chat. And so um, it was me and her. Andrea was in it. Carla was in it from Pinky Sugar Artsy, and it was just fun. So then Sheila really encouraged me, to try junk journaling and just kind of expand my horizons not away from making cards, but to try to kind of add to that creativity. And I never would have tried it if it weren't for her, because I was like, I don't think I could ever make those. They're so pretty, and the sewing made it look so complicated. Um, and so I haven't made that many journals. I've actually made one, which was a book, and I never got it decorated on the inside. So it's sitting at home on my shelf because I love the cover and I love to look at it. But then the second one I made was a collaboration. I was on the design team for Karen. Oh my gosh, and the name of her stuff just flew right out of my head. Well, she's wonderful. She has an Etsy shop, and so then Creative Paper Artisan. That's it, with a K, Creative Paper Artisan. And so that, of course, introduced me to the world of digital, and it was it has been like, it's so funny because I started my Etsy shop as like a side gig, but it has led to these amazing friendships. I mean, and getting to meet people and talk to them, and like my messenger, is I've got messages, and I mean, before crafting, I had friends, but not like I do now. So it's really amazing. I mean, and I've learned a lot. And not just about selling. I'm talking about, the creativity part. I mean, I've learned how to stamp on fabric, and
Techniques.
all the lace
Mm-hmm.
stuff you learn.
Yeah, and you're pretty good at identifying some lace. I've seen that. You've got a
Thanks.
chat from that same
Oh,
gown.
Shannon.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you, honey. Yes, I am too. I'm excited because she had the idea, and I was like, interview me, like about what? And it was just like a good way, I guess, to
Well,
get to know.
I found out about this idea actually from Juanette. She
Oh,
interviewed Rachel in Italy of
wow.
Roxy's Creations. And then
That's
another
awesome.
thing that inspired this idea was Seven Plaza.
Oh,
She
love
she
her.
did a self interview of herself because
Oh,
she
cool.
had viewers that wanted to know a lot about her.
Oh,
And then
wow.
another person who's really good about putting it out there for everybody is Louise Heinzel.
Yeah,
So a lot of people like to.
I
So I
love
thought
her.
that's what inspired me to, reach
Yeah.
out to you to do that. So let's see. What type of social media do you have so that folks can find
Oh,
you?
I have the Facebook. My Facebook is Vanessa Clemons. That's my personal one. And then I have a business page on Facebook. It's Clemons Crafts, but it's pretty dead, to be honest. I mean, business pages are just kind of there, I guess. I do try to post, on there every week or so, but you don't get a lot of interaction on business pages. And it took me a long time to realize that. And so that's where it led to groups. So now I have Junk Journal Junction, and then I have a Pinterest, I have Instagram, a coffee, and I feel like I'm forgetting one. But if I am, oh well, I'll
Well,
think
your
of it later.
YouTube channels.
Oh yeah, the YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. But they all have the same name, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Clemons Crafts.
That's
Yes.
great.
Yeah. Yep. Clemons Crafts.
Okay.
Oh, and I have
So
a TikTok, but I hardly ever get on there.
I don't look at
I
TikTok.
really hardly ever get on there. It's literally just a time thing. I love their video editing. You can upload, and they've got all this cool stuff for videos. But I just honestly, I don't still have a lot of time to do that. So
Well, you talked about how you love with your different new crafting life,
yeah,
how you get to meet people and you've met all these people and learned all these things, which segues nicely into the next question about what are you looking forward to in the next year? What are the things you're going to be doing? And that's a big part of how you
yes,
meet people.
yes. I'll be in North Carolina in May because I'm going with Sheila and Randy with Boho Daydreams to their Southern Magnolia Boho Retreat, I think is the name of it.
I've looked at it
I
once,
think
but
so.
I haven't
Yes.
memorized it.
I'm going there in May. They're very sweet, and I'll be selling my paper packs and ephemera and little things like that. And um, that is in May. So a large part of my new year will be getting ready for that. And I also, this coming year, oh my heavens, I want to make some more journals. I'm working on a journal right now, and it was a design team project for another Etsy seller. Oh my gosh, I don't know why my mind is going blank. But anyway, I'll have to add it later. But it's Love So True, and it's a digital kit. And so I have been working on that. I made 3 signatures, and the first signature got so big that it's going to have to be a journal all by itself because I've added so much stuff to it that it's I'm never going to fit
That's
3.
hard
It would be
not to
that
do.
tall. It's so hard, and so I'm really excited. I've been following Karen and her tutorial on how to make, and it's Vintage Elegance Inspiration. I've been following her channel on how to, because I made a silk fabric journal cover at the retreat last year with her, and I want to replicate that. So I'm following her tutorial again to. I've got so much I want to do. I want to learn how to slow stitch, and I want to put out more digital kits this year. I have a little Halloween digi kit, little postcards right now. It's
And
the
you've sold
newest
some of those,
one.
haven't you?
Yeah, yeah. And I've sold, I have an SVG file for specimen cards that does pretty well. And that I made while I was making cards. So that was kind of a odd little thing that I came up with, and then it just took off from there. So, um, but yeah, there's so much I want to do. I really want to learn how to manage my time better. When I started taking care of my grandson full time, I didn't realize the impact that it would have on my time. And so this coming year, I want to be able to manage my time a little better. I've been trying to put out sale videos every Friday on my channel because I have a little too much stuff, you saw. And so I have a whole lot of stuff to sell. And I want to keep making my paper packs and all that. But I also want to branch a little bit into digital and then actually spending more time creating because that is so fun. And every Friday night, I do a craft with me with Lindy Kay and Casey Street on, it's usually on Lindy's channel or Casey's, but either way. And so that is fun. I mean, that's another thing. Like, I never really even had a social calendar before, before this. So
Getting back to you were talking about that journal you were making. Is that your mermaid journal?
No, that one is, we started in California at the retreat, and I have not even touched it since we left.
So you have two journals that you've got going.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. So here's just a random question. But she had this in another meeting, so I threw this in because it obviously was of interest. If you couldn't live where you're at now, where would you like to live?
If I could not live here, I would live in Cleveland near my dad because I love the area that he's in. Cleveland is, well, it used to be a small town, but it's definitely growing. And my dad has property out there, and it's a beautiful, quiet, wooded area. My dream is one day me and Jamie building just a single level, very small house because I do not like to clean. I mean, I clean, but it's not up there on my enjoyable activities. So I would like just a small single level home near my dad so that I can help with him. And my mom also lives in Cleveland. But like if I couldn't live in Tennessee, like the state, I would probably honestly move to Montana. I don't know why, but well, Sheila's up there somewhere, way up there. But it's just, very quiet. I like nature. I love being outside. I like being in the mountains. If I couldn't live near mountains, I would not be happy. So I've got to have the river, and I need mountains, lots of trees.
And there's another chat message for you.
Shannon, learn to manage our time together. See, Shannon, yes, it's very challenging. It's like, I have this weekly schedule, certain things that I know need to be done every week. And finding the time to fit everything else in between those commitments.
Well, I've been here since Monday. And we haven't been able to fit this interview in until just now.
Till random.
And
just now,
so when we sat down, I was like, so we start talking and looking at some goodies that Vanessa brought over. And I said, no, stop. We got to do the interview.
We got to do this now.
Let's do this.
Because tomorrow, you're leaving tomorrow, aren't you? Or are you leaving Saturday?
I'm leaving Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. Okay. So tomorrow's our last day. It's so sad. And I told Jamie, I was like, I'm going to be so sad when you leave because it sounds crazy, but like I really enjoy having people like around me. Because look, when you leave, it'll just be me and Teddy again, which I don't mind. Teddy makes me very, very happy. But when you are home all day with a baby, you sometimes don't even change out of your PJs.
That's what young mothers or older mothers often will say too when they have young children.
Yeah, and heck, I mean, we went shopping, we went riding today, we've crafted. I spent almost the whole day yesterday crafting with you, and that was so fun. Busted out the sewing machine and everything. So that I miss that. Like I'm gonna miss having grown up talk.
I was gonna share that masterboard during this interview, but we decided to do it at my trailer tonight. The last video we did, the master board was downstairs in the kitchen. So I said, oh, we'll do it during the interview. But, things just,
Yeah.
they just get carried away
Yes.
and out of your control and
Yep.
all of that.
Yep.
So let's talk about your crafting style. And you've already told us what you're currently working on, but what do you like? Boho, vintage, grunge?
Oh, God, I love vintage. I love vintage. And I like, this is a big thing for me, and I thank God, and I've written her and told her thank you before, but when I started junk journaling, Sheila was a very good teacher about the difference between authentic vintage and then the stuff you get off Timu. Like, and it's not a matter of like I snuck my nose at Timu stuff. I do not. I actually buy, like, I don't buy printables from them anymore because of copyright issues that I've seen way too much evidence about. But little safety pins or, bulb pins, the little clear things that you use for stamping. I mean, those kind of items, they have their place. But I'm talking about when I'm creating a journal, I've learned to use quality paper, and I've learned to use authentic vintage books, and I've learned the difference between, vintage and not quality stuff. Now, that being said, where do digitals fit into all that vintage style, right? For me, the digitals that are created out of authentic ephemera, I am a huge fan. All the digitals of French documents and the ledger, and I know the source of where those came from. I am not a fan. Everybody knows this. I'm not a fan of AI art, and it is not. Now, I have seen some awesome AI flowers. I've seen some amazing backgrounds created with AI, and it's each, what do you say?
To each their own.
To each their own, right? But I don't. I have an issue with the human aspect of AI art. It is way too perfect, and I don't know how many of you guys. I grew up in the '80s, and then all through the '90s, I could see this culture of women coming forward and saying, "I don't look like Christy Brinkley, but I'm still beautiful. I don't look like the model that's airbrushed to death, but I'm still beautiful." And so for me, I would rather create with a digital of Victorian photos, scanned Victorian photos, than the new generated, perfect complected little ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Those drive me crazy.
I don't like those either.
But it's just style, and I have seen some amazing journals made with those images. Man, amazing journals. But it's just a like my style. Like I have a preference for that. Whereas someone else may have a preference. It's so funny because one lady was like, I don't want dead people in my journal. Like she does not like those black and white vintage photos. She's like, they're dead people. I don't want those in my books.
But there are actual cabinet cards that they were taken when the person was dead.
Yes.
Because that was a thing back then.
Yes.
That was, I don't know, I watched a show about it, and I can't remember if it was because that's the only way they could get them all together.
Yeah. Never could get Sam to come over till he's in a coffin.
You got another chat message at you.
Hello, honey. Good. I'm so glad you're here. Hello.
Who is that?
The whole bucket, it says.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And so, is there anything else you'd like folks to know about you that we haven't talked about?
No, not really. Not really. I am most grateful. If there's one word that could describe this whole experience, it's grateful. It's gone from a side gig to literal my life. Like from the minute I wake up till the minute I go to bed, I am thinking about everybody. I'm in a Bible study group with Stacy from Two Sister Jam. She is amazing. Stacy is one of my favorite people on the planet. Jackie Black. I got to meet her in person, and like we message every day. And you,
Is that another uh craft retreat that you go to?
yeah, Jackie was at the
Is that
California
one you go
retreat.
to regularly?
That was my first one
So
in
you don't know if you're
California.
going again?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go this year. Is the Boho, the Southern Magnolia?
Yeah.
It's the same group of ladies.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Well, that's a long story. They kind of it's too anyway. Yeah.
But when you
People.
go, I'm sorry, just wanted to throw in that you do take your craft, your paper packs with you when you go, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, they are very sweet.
And they're made for sale.
Yes. Yep.
To folks.
And they're the same ones I carry in my Etsy shop. I also learned last year about selling in person is way different from. Really? I know people are like, well, duh, but I didn't know, and so I would just made my packs like I do when I ship them, right? But when you're selling in person, um, display and appearance is very important. And so this year, I'm actually going to have like a 3-ring binder with the pages that I include so that the person can flip through and see, because it was just this stack of paper in a bag on a table. What's appealing about that, you know? But on Etsy, you have photos, right? But in person,
and that's not a good idea to let people take all those papers out, because these are vintage papers and they're fragile. Yeah. And so if you get one person and maybe they didn't want it and a second person goes through it, but then they buy it, but then the next one people have to go through and could possibly tear it, or, and
I learned a lot about that when I went there. But I mean, I think if there's one word, I mean, it's grateful. I am so grateful for this community. And, I do have, my nursing job, which is mostly, and my husband works. So that's our main source of income. It's so funny because when I started selling, it was like selling was the goal, right? And now it is so crazy at the end of 2 years how much has changed, and like how, if I'm out of stock in something, I'm not stressed about it. I'm just like, I'll make some more when I can, right? I mean, it's important, but it's not. But what is more important is that I stay in touch with the people that have brought me so much kindness and so much support and so much joy. And it's just, I will start crying if I talk about it.
Well, you had one word and it was grateful. Yeah. I have one word for you and it's genuine.
Oh,
so when I don't know, I was watching somebody's YouTube channel, and I think I had kind of had an exposure to Vanessa previous to that for a kind of a sale with a chat. And then I think I saw one of the gals that purchases from Vanessa, and she did like a flip through of her paper pack. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have one of those. So I reached out to Vanessa via email, and she at one point sent me a PayPal invoice, and it was really quick, which is good because Vanessa is very busy. So if it takes a little bit more time, like, 7 to 10 days instead of 5 to 7, be patient because she will get to it.
Yes.
Because she is genuine, and that's something that I've been able to determine even more so with an upfront and personal visit. So if you like vintage stuff, but you not only like vintage stuff, like I've bought vintage paper packs before from Italy and from America and stuff. She has such a variety in her paper packs, and it's not just paper. It might be homemade papers. She might have permission from an Etsy shop to put in some digitals.
Yes. Yes.
she does little personal touches with it too that I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I'll tell you right now, it's worth every penny. So go take a look at her shop and see what she has to offer, and you won't be sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I did you have any chats that you hadn't responded to? I'm not able to see from here.
No, and I gotta also pitch in. I'm super excited that when you decided to come down, that you reached out to hang out with me. Because okay, and here goes the ADD brain. I just remembered who does the Love So True journals. It's Lynn's Crafty Life. Thank you, Linicky, or is it Linaki or Lynn? But I just call her Lynn because I'm Southern, so it's Linaki. But it's Lynn's Crafty Life. That's who has the digital. But anyway, I was saying that, like, when Ria was in town, I got to meet her too, and now I've met you, and so like I tell everybody in the group and everything, like if you guys are ever near Chattanooga, I mean, holler at me. Like Knoxville is like an hour away. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Lindy, I found out Lindy doesn't live. She's only like 4 hours away. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're gonna get together eventually.
Yeah. So I teased her. I said, "Hey, I don't remember if it was in one of her videos or something." She says, "Yeah, I'm not afraid to put my address out there. Yeah. Somebody's gonna show up on my doorstep? I don't care." And so I told her, I said, "You're gonna be sorry now.
I'll chat them to pieces.
I'm gonna show up on your doorstep."
But yeah,
you did get another chat. I saw it move.
I'd take a peek. I'm sorry. Oh, yay! Well, thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you. I think I'm out of stock right now on my paper packs, but I can restock because we're gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow we're gonna work on paper packs.
Oh, and she's helping me with my Christmas packs this year. They're awesome. They're gonna be so good. And I remembered what I was gonna say. I love your camper. You guys, this is awesome. You should see her little camper. It's huge.
It's not little.
It's huge. Her bathroom is bigger than my bathroom at home. Like, I love it. It's set up very nicely. It's so cool. I love it.
Well, it's our home. We're full-time RVers, and it's wonderful because it's what gave me the opportunity to visit Vanessa.
Yeah, they could go anywhere. Like I remember your husband was showing me pictures where it was last Christmas Eve. You guys were at SeaWorld. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Hey, babe, where do you want to go?
Yep.
Let's go to Arizona. All right. And off they go. I mean, it's so cool.
And this year it's going to be Texas. So that's the thing, is we're on our way to Texas, Ona, Alaska, Texas. And so I went out to visit some clients, and along the way I visited a cousin and a girlfriend from high school, and then came down through Tennessee to visit Vanessa.
Yeah.
And next we're going to land in Texas.
So cool.
Yeah. So, okay, well, we're going to let everybody go. I don't know how long this video is. Does it say over there? 30, actually, it tells 32. Us here. Oh, that's not 33. Bad. That's not bad at all. Yes, we did. And how many people are watching?
2 watching now.
Okay, so that's actually just one, kind of like.
Yeah.
But there's a leg, so it could be 3 if those 2 gals are still here.
Yeah. Plus, we really didn't announce that we were going to be doing this. It was totally random. Like, we didn't prep or anything.
Yeah, and it's like 7:00 here, so who knows how late it is for some other people.
In the group, we'll share the video in the group. So
yes, we will.
That'll be fun.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you guys for taking time to watch this video and listening to us talk to you.
Thank you.
Sure thing. So we will go ahead and wrap this up, and